teach, I'll teach the millennials. I'll teach y'all that later. We came up on that. So, I am Britney Marie Harris. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, the opportunity to speak. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am very excited to be here, and my energy is often a lot to handle. I normally wake up on 110, so I need you all, and I expect you all to also be on 110. Is that okay?
Yes.
Woo! Okay. So, when I was 16, how old are you all? How old are you? 17. 17. 15? Aw. Excuse me? 18. Okay, so high schoolers. When I was 16, or I'm sorry, we have one graduate, excuse me. When I was 16, y'all, I fell in love.
Oh.
It was real cute. So I fell in love, and I just knew that I found the man of my dreams. Like, he was fine. He was so fine. Think of the finest man that you know. That's what he was for me.
Morris Chestnut? Fine?
That's what he was for me. Look, I said I was young. I was 16. So he was everything that I thought I wanted, and everything that I just knew that I needed, and it was special. And I just knew that he felt the same exact way about me. And then one day, I was sitting next to him, and I caught a glimpse of his phone. And some girl had texted him, "I love you." Now, if you're anything like me, I was like, she must not know who I am. You know, like, I'm a good catch, I'm pretty, I got all this hair. You know, like, she must not know. So I just knew, he was about to text her back. And he did text her back. And you know what he said to her? Can anybody guess?
I love you too.
Oh. Yeah, he texted her back and he said, "I love you too." He said, "I love you too." And that cut deeply. That cut me to my core. And because of that, I started to feel a little unworthy. And I started to feel like, I wasn't that important, but always thinking that it will get better, and it will get better, and it never did. All that did, believing that first lie of thinking things will just get better, opened the door for more lies to just come in and keep growing. So that first lie was the grandfather lie. And then it gave birth to many offsprings of lies. The lies kept going and the lies kept going, because here, you know how we do. We like to give people the benefit of the doubt. We like to make people, we like to trick ourselves into believing that people will be better. And really, when someone shows you who they are, you should do what?
Believe them.
You should do what?
Believe them.
You should believe them. So that first lie, it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to take in. And did I already say that it was hurtful? It was hurtful. It was very hurtful. But that lie kept going into other lies. And so I just knew that the girls would stop and the lies would stop, but they kept coming. So that lie led me to accept a love that was also a lie. That lie led me to accept a love that was also a lie. So I wasn't in a relationship. I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship because it was just so many lies. Like, how do you just wake up and lie? Like, does that not take work? It takes a lot. But when you believe lies, you begin to accept love that is in the form of a lie. Your love is a lie. You accept love that's not real, it's not true, it's not genuine, because it was founded on those lies. See, I told myself that I wasn't good enough because I was dark. And I told myself that I wasn't good enough because I wasn't as light as my other dark, or I wasn't as light as my other black sisters. So I would literally walk in a room like this. Let me tell y'all how just out of it I was. I would walk in a room like this, and I would say, she'll probably get my man because she's light. She would probably get my man because she's like, oh, her makeup is pretty. Oh, you'll get him. And I started to do that. Do you understand the insecurity and the self-hate that comes with that? I couldn't even enjoy. I think I was in, I believe I was in college at the time. I couldn't even enjoy what was actually going on. I walked in a room for an event, couldn't even tell you what the event was about. Because the only thing I was worried about was scouting out the room because of those lies. So how many of you have ever accepted a lie and a part of you knew that it was a lie, but you still accepted it? You don't have to raise your hands if you don't want to, but I would. I accepted lies, knowing good and well that it was a lie. See, a lie is deceit. It is deliberately ignoring what you know to be true. See, lies are not accidental. That's what makes them lies. You lie on purpose. It's very intentional. It's very intentional. So when you lie to yourself, when you start to believe those lies, it then will determine the type of love that you accept from friends, from men. Anybody ever had a bad friend before? Her head went up quick, like, yep, girl.
Yep.
Anybody ever had a bad friend, but you kind of knew they were a bad friend? But then you try to make yourself feel better about them being a bad friend? Well, maybe they just had a bad day. Or, maybe they didn't mean it, girl. Maybe they got a lot going on at home. I had a friend in college, and I will never forget, I didn't know it at the time, but she liked my boyfriend. She was my friend. We weren't besties, but we were close enough. And I remember when I approached her about it, you know what she said to me? Well, you and I were never really friends. But we were friends when you were eating my groceries.
Oh, yeah.
We were friends when you were eating my chicken that I cooked. Well, I can't cook when my other friend cooked it. Those lies, but I kept being friends with her. And I kept a lot of bad friendships because, again, it stemmed from that relationship. It stemmed from those lies. I didn't feel that I was deserving of good friends. I didn't even know what great friends were. I found out eventually. But a lot of those friends I had, don't talk to them anymore. You know why? Because they were founded on lies. The more you tell yourself a lie, the more you will continue to believe it, and the more you will accept foolishness from people. It is nobody else's responsibility to love you and to respect you. You cannot make anybody love and respect you. That starts with you. That starts and it ends with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying it's okay when people are disrespectful and people are rude. I'm not saying it's your fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people's bad behavior does not have to become your lifestyle. It does not have to become a way of life. You don't have to accept it. If you meet a friend or if you meet a little boyfriend who is not polite to you, you leave him in his disrespect and let his mama handle that. Or let another girl who doesn't love herself handle that. See, I continued to accept so much trash that I became a garbage disposal. People continued to dump their garbage onto me, but it's because I said it's okay. Maybe not directly, but you train people how to treat you. People take their cues from you. If you do not feel beautiful, why should they? If you don't feel like you're good enough, why should they? Why should someone hand you the world and you don't even think that you're worth the sidewalk? Why should somebody continue to break and bend over you when you don't think that you deserve it? Those lies we tell ourselves determine the type of love that we accept from people and the type of love that we show them just by being ourselves, that it's okay. that determines the lemonade we will drink. So anybody ever been to a cookout, picnic, anything like that? So you know when you get to the food, you're in the little line, and let's say you come across some collard greens or some potato salad. What's the first question you ask? Who made it? Who made the potato salad? Because everybody in the family can't cook, right? Everybody can't cook. So, for example, in our family, it's one person you know makes the best peach cobbler. My Auntie Marie. If she didn't make it, I'm not eating it. I'm sorry. I love you, Mom. But if you make it, I'm not eating it. Because everybody can't make the peach cobbler like my auntie because of the ingredients. She takes her time. And I don't know what she puts in it. But it's so good. And I've never met anything that compared. See, what you put into your food, what you put into it, the ingredients matter. You want bitter lemonade that's nasty, that don't have enough sugar? Or you want cool, refreshing lemonade that's gonna that's going to quench your thirst? Is it gonna be sweet? Is it gonna be sour? You determine that. Again, the lies you tell yourself and the lies that you believe determine the type of love that you accept and the type of lemonade that you will drink. Life is already tough. Can you all agree with that? It's already too much happening in the world. There's so much going on that the least we can do is not contribute to the mess by hating who we are. There's already so many people telling us that we're not good enough. Our skin is not enough. Our skin is horrible. So the least we can do, what we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to everyone around us to exhibit and to show self-love, to practice self-love, self-worth. And how do we do that? Number one, you have to understand, acknowledge, accept, and believe that you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Now, I don't know if you're told this. I don't know if it's confirmed for you often. I don't know if your parents say it, but I'm here to say it. You are beautiful. All of you. From my oldest to my youngest, you are beautiful and you matter. And you always will matter. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
And never allow anybody to make you feel that you don't matter, because once you allow them to make you feel that you don't matter, you won't. You won't. When you open the door for negativity and when you open the door for other people's opinions to define who you are, you lose a part of yourself until eventually there's nothing but opinions. Who am I? What people say I am. So you have to understand and really believe it. I know we hear that often, you're beautiful, but do we really believe it is the question? Because if we don't believe it, it doesn't even matter if people say it. Do we believe it? And you don't have to raise your hand or answer out loud, but if you don't believe it, ask yourself, why not? Why not? Why not? So when everyone leaves here today, or maybe right after I finish, I want everyone to take a second to write down 10 things that makes you special. 10 things that makes you beautiful. 10 things that makes you you. And the moment anybody disrespects you, or the moment anybody tries to tell you that you're not good enough, I want you to refer back to your list. So whether it's right there on the notepad you have, or if it's a note in your phone. I keep a lot of things on my phone because it's always with me. I want you to refer back to it. The minute anybody says anything to diminish who you are, the minute anybody disrespects you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whether it's a stranger on the street, refer back to it when you are not feeling your best. And remind yourself, here's 10 reasons. I'm sure I have a lot more, but these are the top 10 that came to my mind. These are the top 10 reasons why I'm special. We are all special because there's no one in the world like us. There's nobody in the world that has what you have. They may have certain qualities, but they're not all mixed together like they are for you. See, I'm kind, and I'm sure all of you are kind. And I have other great qualities about myself that I'm sure all of you exude as well. But they're not put together. They're not carefully crafted together for me the way they are for you. And that's what makes all of us different. You are the blueprint. I am the blueprint. And you do yourself the biggest disservice when you walk around acting like a copy. You do yourself a big disservice when you walk around acting like a copy. Even if someone tries to be like you, dress like you, sing like you, dance like you, host an event like you, they will never measure up to who you are because they're not supposed to. We're all different for a reason. We're all different for a reason. Nobody is like you. And I'm spending a lot of time on the you part, the self-worth part, because I really want all of us to understand that. It starts here. It starts here. The decisions we make, the jobs we accept, the people we entertain, the relationships, everything about our lives stem from what we believe about ourselves. Stop justifying the lies about other people and about yourself. And stop, number 3, stop attaching your value and your worth to things and to other people. Stop attaching your value to things and to other people. It's great if you have a job, but in the event that you lose the job, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. If you have an event and 500 people fill the room, or 5, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Maybe they all had emergencies. Maybe things happen. But that's not your job to worry about. Stop attaching your value to things that are beyond you. So, quick story. I've had a really important test to take, like extremely important test. It was 4 questions. I've been checking my email left and right for the results, like crazy, all day. Yesterday, I was off from work, finally got the email. And as soon as it came, I saw the name and I just prayed, I hope I passed it. I opened it. Now, out of 4 sections, to completely pass, you have to pass all 4. I passed 3. I've been working on this for going on 2 years now. And out of the 4 questions, I only passed 3. Now, if you know anything about me, I shut down. I can't stand it. I cannot stand to not, like, I've been working on this. You ever wanted something really, really bad and it just didn't come through when you wanted it? Maybe it came through later, but it didn't come through on your time. I wanted this so bad. Just yesterday now, 24 hours ago. And I just sat there and the tears just came rolling down. I was so disappointed. It was so hurtful. And then you know how we do that thing where something doesn't work out? Oh man, if only I was a little bit smarter, or maybe if I studied more. And we get down on ourselves. And we start to feed those lies to ourselves. I'm not that smart. Man, I bet I'm the only person who had to take this test who did not pass it the first time. Remember, I passed 3 of the 4 sections, and they were hard. But that one, and I had to step back. I can't talk to these girls tomorrow and tell them not to attach themselves to other things, and here I am doing the same thing. See, that test to me was very significant. It was very important. But not passing one section doesn't make me any less smart. It doesn't mean that I'm not capable. It just means I didn't pass the section. And let's try harder next time. Let's do something different. Maybe I didn't answer it to their liking. Stop placing the value in what you do. Who you are is what is important. Who you are is what matters. What you do is important too, but it should never be above who you are. Who you are, what you do. Not what you do, who you are. The first defines the second. Who you are will determine what you do, but what you do doesn't always determine who you are. You are not defined by a man or a boy, or even if you're married, that marriage should not define you, or a career. It shouldn't define you. Your circumstances do not define who you are. You define what they will be. Do we understand that? And maybe I come off real serious, but I'm just passionate. I'm just very passionate because I want you all to understand this. And when I was young and when I was going through all of my drama, I had people tell me that. I didn't listen, clearly, but I still had them tell me that. So I feel like it's my responsibility to tell you all that too, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to hear the same thing from you. I don't want to hear the same story from you, because all of us, all of you deserve better. All of you deserve better. But are you positioning yourself to get that? Are you hanging around people who don't mean any good, or don't mean you any, who don't mean well? Are you hanging around people who are not uplifting you, who are not supporting you? Are you attaching yourself to those negative relationships and negative experiences? I hope not. But if you are, take this as your sign. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. So believe in yourself, love yourself, understand your beauty, understand your worth, acknowledge the lies. Acknowledge the lies and stop them. Stop attaching yourself to things and people. Stop attaching yourself to things and people, and stop allowing other people to tell you who to be and tell you what you are. You are more than enough. And I cannot stress that. I can't stress that. You are more. Do you guys understand me? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
You are more than enough, and you matter. You matter. If we didn't think you all mattered, I don't think any of us would be here. I don't think any of us would be here. Miss Teresa put on this event because she understood. She understood, and all of us who support her, we also understood the vision. That you all matter, and we want to create a space and show you and tell you and demonstrate for you how important you are. It is Saturday morning. I know many of us are off, and I would be in the bed if I weren't here, you know. But we're here because we care. So I really want you all to take this in and not take it for granted, to really, really take advantage of why you're here. Understand that. Understand that this is created for you. This was tailor-made for you. Y'all too. But for you. So remember, the lies you tell yourself and the lies that you believe will always determine the love that you accept, the love that you think is okay. And that will determine the type of lemonade you drink. You can have a great life. It's possible. Don't allow people to make you feel like it's not possible to be happy. It's not possible to be happy. It's not possible to be with someone who really cares for you and doesn't have to walk away from you 20 times to realize it. It's possible. It's possible to be in a good space. It's possible to make sound decisions. It's possible to have best friends, amazing friends. But it's also possible to live a life always hoping and wishing and wanting people to treat you well. See, I don't want to live a life of what if. I don't want to live a life hoping that somebody will finally wake up and see my worth. Too often we operate in what ifs. Well, what if he's just having a bad day? What if my friend gets better? That we don't even focus on what is. Focus on what is in front of you. Focus on who you are. Focus on what's inside of you. And you will create the best possible life that you are capable of creating. So, I'll say it one more time. The lies you tell yourself and believe will determine the type of love that you accept and the type of lemonade you drink. And I hope, my sincerest hope for all of us women in here, is that we go out and create the most refreshing, the most filling, the most satisfying cup of lemonade that we've ever had in our lives. Thank you.